Welcome. It's the Matic. It's the illest blurred in the land. Welcome back to Ill Blur Matic. Welcome back, legends. Thank you so much for commenting, liking, subscribing. Let's get into today's new video. Today's new video kind of surprised me. I saw something. I said, you know what? Excuse me. This is very surprising. Not super surprising, but I kind of knew that this was going to happen eventually. But let's talk about it. So the Wonka movie outperformed Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom in the box office for holiday movie box office success. So let's talk about some of the factors and the reasons why. The very first reason is too many movies being released under the same studio. Now, I have to mention this because there is a problem with this when it comes to Warner Brothers. Warner Brothers doesn't know exactly how to release movies and then know that, hey, maybe we shouldn't release this movie. And the reason I say that is because Wonka came out, before Aquaman, right? Then you have The Color Purple coming out, and then Aquaman in the Lost Kingdom. I feel like when you release movies, right, usually they look at the projections. What are the projections for this movie? Is this movie going to outperform the other movies that are from this same studio? And maybe this is a mistake from Warner Brothers, because if you looked at it, if Wonka was your best movie for this year towards the end of the holiday season, you would have said, you know what? Maybe we should release Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom next year. And the reason I say that is because Wonka is outperforming it in the box office in the US, on top of that, internationally. So when you have that happening, it's like Aquaman's only performing good internationally. This is not helping the movie. It is in a way, but it's not, because it's not doing well in the US. I honestly thought Color Purple, the musical movie that came out, was going to be the movie that was going to dominate. I was like, well, Oprah's the director of it. Solid casting for the movie. I was wrong. You guys tell me, between Aquaman, Wonka, and Color Purple, which movie did you think was going to outperform Aquaman? Be honest with me in the comments. But let's get back into it. So that was the thing for me. I was like, oh, well, Color Purple, that was my grandma's favorite movie. I thought for sure it was going to smash the box office. I said, Wonka, good luck. Aquaman, good luck, right? That wasn't the case. So that is one of the issues. Now, the next issue with this is the lack of pretty much promo. I saw regular promo, like, theater promo where you saw posters of it. That wasn't the problem with Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom. I think where Warner Brothers needs to fire whoever's doing the promo marketing at Warner Brothers for superhero movies. I think personally, pretty much James Gunn and Peter Safran said, hey, look, we are not going to put any more money into this movie. We've done multiple reshoots for Aquaman, which I really didn't think worked for the movie. I'll have to be honest with you guys. We have pushed back this movie, and we just don't want to put any more money into this movie, because after all, this is the final Snyderverse movie film from the DC Snyderverse. So, and I think that didn't necessarily work out the way it should have worked, because if you guys put all this money into the reshoots, did a new trailer for the movie, you guys weren't thinking this through. You have to have decent promo. I didn't see enough of this on streaming services. Like, hey, Aquaman Lost Kingdom coming out. I didn't see it on YouTube like that, unless it was a trailer. That was it. I was like, oh, like, people are not going to notice it. Very problematic. The next thing is with this, when it comes down to it, and this is more of the moviegoer experience or the person that goes to view the movies. Maybe fans are fed up with superhero movies. Let's be honest, this year for superhero movies has not been a really good year, no matter if you're Marvel or DC. I think fans are like burnt out. There are some fans that say, hey, look, maybe I need to take a break from these superhero movies because they're not really living up to my expectations. And they said, I get that Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom is the final Snyderverse from the DCU's original universe that they planned out, but we're not paying to go see this movie. And they just said, mm-mm. Nah, 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 nah. And that could be why we saw this movie underperforming, because they didn't want to go see it. They're like, mm-mm. Next, new DC universe setup. We're waiting on. Um, the next one makes a lot of sense, and I know why, because I know a lot of people weren't really feeling her being back in the movie. Amber Heard. They're calling her Amber Heard. Pretty much online. Some people are. Amber Heard still being attached to Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom. Now, honestly, I didn't go see Aquaman for her. I get it. I'm sure there are people that did. Me, no. I went to go see it because I wanted to see what this movie was going to be about. The first one did $1 billion in the box office. The second one, I was like, yo, let's see if it's going to recreate that magical moment where it's doing good. And unfortunately, it didn't. With her being a part of the movie, I'm sure there were people that were turned away from the movie, literally, right? Because what she did to Johnny Depp. And I think honestly, she should have got fired. And I have to say this because Johnny Depp was the reason she got the opportunity to be a part of Aquaman 1 and even 2. So with that being said, it's like, well, he's the reason that you got the role. He's the one that made the call to Warner Brothers. He didn't let them know that she may be a little bit on the side where you're gonna be like, do you want to keep her or not? Yeah, that's the other thing. But maybe there is a solution. So let me just tell you guys the solution for Aquaman. And I mean, it may not do well in the US, and maybe because it didn't cater to the US like they thought it would for a sequel movie, because we know sequel movies are either really good, really bad. What Warner Brothers could do if the movie is performing really good overseas, make a new trailer for the movie. I get that you guys don't want to spend too much money on this movie you already have when it comes down to reshoots and even maybe trailers. One final promo trailer for it. Do that. Maybe this movie may even thrive over there. But honestly, Wonka is the big seller for this year, not Aquaman, unfortunately. But you guys tell me in the comments, what are some of your reasons that you think Aquaman underperformed? And they don't necessarily have to be my reasons. But it's a blur living the word, guys. Thank you so much for commenting, liking, subscribing, fully watching the video, guys. And I'm out.